This is lesson 9 for course 1, ordering and comparing numbers. So what we're looking at is we're going to start off with what a number line is. So if we just remember, a line has arrows on either side because it keeps going and going and going. And this is why we use this for a number line. Is we're not taking a line segment and saying this is a piece of a number line. We're saying this is the whole number line. So we might only put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then -1, -2, -3. We might only show those numbers, but these tell us it continues on in either direction, and we do logically know that. The numbers don't just stop at 7, it goes way past that. It doesn't just stop at -3, it goes way past that, okay? So this is a number line. And what we're looking at is ordering and comparing numbers. Some of them will be on number lines. Some of them will be using the comparing symbols. So let's start with these numbers. We are going to arrange these numbers in orders from least to greatest. So we have 121, 112, and 211. Now if you notice, all these numbers are made up of the exact same digits, ones and twos. However, all these numbers can be ordered. So we're going to start with the least. So the smallest number is 112. So we're going to start with 112. And I know this is the least because they're all 3-digit numbers, I look at this one first, the hundreds place. Well, this has a 1, this has a 1, but this has a 2. So I know this is bigger than both of these. I then go to the tens column and go, okay, well, this has a 1, this has a 2. So that means this one is smaller than this one, which means I have now figured out how I order my numbers. This is now least to greatest, or smallest to biggest. If I was doing this on a number line, this would look very similar, but still slightly different. So I'm going to leave those numbers up there, and I'm going to draw my number line. So when we're doing this on a number line, we have to remember how far away the numbers are from each other. So for example, we might have 112 right here and 121 right here because they're fairly close together. But the 211 would be all the way over here because this is in the 200s while these were in the 100s. So when you're comparing on a number line, you need to remember the approximate distance between the numbers. We don't need exact, we're just looking for approximate distance between numbers. If we were doing these and using the symbols, and let's say I just had those two numbers, so I have 112 and 211, and I was comparing these using my symbols, my symbol for this one would be this. And remember, when I say this, it says 112 is less than 211. Because when it has the smaller part pointing towards it, you're saying less than. Where if it had the bigger part, you're saying more than or greater than. So again, let's look at another one. We're going to look at 5,102 and 5,012. Make that look a little bit more like a 5 and less like an S. There we go. Okay, and now we're comparing these two numbers. So if I'm comparing these two numbers, I'm going to start with the biggest column. Thousands column, 5s. Hundreds column, oop, this one has a 1, this one has a 0. That means this one is bigger, so I'm going to use my symbol. And this now says 5,102 is greater than 5,012. Okay, make sure, remember, you're not saying and when you say those. And is very specific. It is a decimal. It's the only time you say it. And there's no decimals right now. So again, that's 5,102 is greater than 5,012. Sometimes you might get things like this where it asks you to compare, and it asks you to compare 16 divided by 8 divided by 2. And you're comparing that to 16 divided by 8 divided by 2. Now remember, you need to remember your orders of operation for this. So for this one, we're just going straight left to right, just like you read. So 16 divided by 8 is 2. And then 2 divided by 2 would equal 1. So this side is 1. This side, we have to start with our parentheses because our parentheses say do this first. So I start with 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. I am now dividing 16 by 4, and I end up with 4. Okay, so I now have 4 on this side, 1 on this side. This is my symbol. 16 divided by 8 divided by 2 is less than 16 divided by parentheses 8 divided by 2 parentheses. Okay, or 1 is less than 4. Okay, if I have a sentence that I need to translate into digits and symbols, or numbers and symbols, let's try this one. 1/4 is less than 1/2. Okay, I now need to write this using my digits, my numbers, and my symbols. So I'm going to start with my first fraction, 1/4. Okay, 1/4 is less than, okay, less than, remember the pointy end is the less than, 1/2. Okay, those are the things that tell me what I need to do. 1/4 is less than 1/2. So that is taking a sentence and writing it into numbers, digits, and symbols. That is ordering and comparing Course 1, Lesson 9.